Mocks call by critics for President Muhammad Buhari to resign over incidents of corruption in NSITF, NDDC, and EFCC. And on foreign opposition leaders protest resolution by ECOWAS for unity government in Mali. Now the details. Members of the River State's Judicial Service Commission have been charged to make the state judiciary the best in the country. Governor Nyesom Wike gave the charge in Port Harcourt after swearing in full members of the commission. He urged the members to work as a team and not resort to any form of fighting.
The Judicial Service Commission is not the place where there's money. Most people think that when they're appointed to the JSC, that they're going to make money. But there's no money there to make, other than to serve the state and stabilize the judiciary in the state. Without the judiciary, there's no hope for this country. So you have to do all you can to make sure that you have a vibrant judiciary. In terms of here, they are lacking a lot of manpower now. So the chairman has been bothering me that there's so much vacancy that they cannot cope. So as you have been inaugurated, make sure that everything is done to give support for us to have a vibrant judiciary. That is key.
The governor also enjoined the commission to fill the existing vacancies in the State High Court and Customary Court of Appeal. He stated that the tenure of most boards and commissions in the state had ended, but that of the Judicial Service Commission was reconstituted because of its importance.
So many commissions and boards, their tenures have expired, but we decided to do this as one of the most important commissions for the state. I want to say clearly that your role is very, very important to making sure that we have a stable judiciary. So JSC is not like any other board or commission. No, it is very serious.
Those sworn in include Chima Bombs, Asamoni Nwinia, Ibim Dokubo, and Richard Ehe. Justice Chiwendu Wogo of a High Court sitting in Port Harcourt sentenced 3 persons to death by hanging after they were convicted for the kidnap and murder of a 32-year-old legal practitioner identified as Samson Wolu in an incident that occurred in 2015. The 3 convicts, Chiwendu Alozie, Wilfred Jumbo, and Gift Amadi, were tried for kidnapping, conspiracy to murder, and murder after they were arrested in 2016 following an investigation by the Department of State Security Service. Justice Chiwendu Wogo, on his judgment, said the court relied on evidence provided by the DSS and the confessional statements by the accused, which he said were weighty enough. Justice Wogo said the court is convinced that 3 convicts committed the crime and the law cannot look the other way. Also, another River State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has sentenced one Telema Amaso to death by hanging and one Ndubisi Chukwuemeka to 14 years imprisonment for the murder of late Helen Ibiba Bob Manuel, who was strangled to death in 2013 at her residence in Woji Actis of Obiakwa Local Government Area of River State. Amaso, who was convicted for murder, was a house help to late Bob Manuel and her late husband, as at the time the crime was committed. Justice Silverline Ira Gonima, who delivered the judgment, said the first and second defendants were convicted because of overwhelming evidence before the court, including the confessional statements given to the police which indicted the convict. On the convictions of the second defendant, Ndubisi Chukwuemeka, for stealing, Justice Ira Gonima said the court found him guilty because he could not convince the court with his claims that he never knew that the first defendant had committed crime. Our correspondent reports that the 2 convicted persons, Telema Maso and Ndubisi, were arrested on the 17th of September 2013, shortly after it was found out that their victim had been murdered and her properties, including an Hyundai Elantra saloon car, a laptop, and a phone, were taken away by the first defendant, who was assisted by the second defendant. A new General Officer Commandant 6th Division and Land Components Commander Operation Delta Safe has taken over command at headquarters 6th Division of the Nigerian Army Port Harcourt. The GOC in Port Harcourt is Major General Johnson Irefin. Until his appointment, Major General Irefin was the immediate past GOC 81 Division of the Nigerian Army Lagos. Major General Irefin takes over from the former GOC Major General Felix Agogo, who was posted to Lagos as the Corps Commander Signal of the Nigerian Army. University of Port Harcourt's branch of the Academic Staff Union of Universities has expressed disappointment over an alleged neglect by the federal government for inaugurating governing councils for 13 universities, leaving out the University of Port Harcourt. Chairman of ASU in Uniport, Austin Sado, said the act by the federal government may cause a breach of industrial harmony, giving an impression that they are in support of the violation of due process in the university system.
We are disappointed that the government inaugurated governing councils of 13 universities but completely left out the constitution of the governing council for the University of Port Harcourt. By that neglect and omission, government has given the impression that it is in support of the violation of due process in the university system. To allow the vacuum created by the rapacious acts, by the dissolution of the governing council to subsist, is a tacit approval of the rapacious acts of officers of the university. If government truly intends to solve the myriad of problems in the University of Port Harcourt and put the institution on the pedestal of excellence in teaching and research, then the governing council is an indispensable part of that equation. We therefore call on the President Muhammadu Buhari to constitute a governing council for the University of Port Harcourt without further delay.
Sado also maintained that they are concerned about the university and what could happen if nothing is done, adding that the administration of the university has continued to engage in violation of procedure in the management of the school.
The University of Port Harcourt branch of ASU is concerned that administration of the university has continued to engage in virulent and pervasive violation or procedure in the management of the university lately. One of these is the ongoing recruitment of both academic and non-academic staff without regard to the rules and procedures for such exercise in the university. The present exercise is lacking in all indices of evaluation and appears to be a tacit support to hurriedly employ unqualified cronies as a parting gift and to synchronize the personnel register with fraudulent personnel cost. To underscore the deceptive nature of the present exercise, applications are now being collected, even though cronies of powerful politicians and some principal officers of the university have been secretly interviewed. ASU Uniport, as a critical stakeholder in the university, will not turn a blind eye to this manifest violation.
Our correspondent Sandra Kenneth reports that the meeting, which took place at the Union Secretariat in Delta Park campus, had all its members in attendance. The federal government has said President Muhammadu Buhari will not resign over alleged cases of corruption in the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The federal government described the call for the resignation of Buhari as infantile, just as it insisted that the anti-graft war is not a warning and the government will not spare anyone implicated in corrupt practices. It said the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and others are celebrating alleged cases of corruption in some ministries, departments, and agencies. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who made the government's position known while briefing newsmen in Abuja, said those thinking that the anti-corruption war is dying or are engaging in wishful thinking. The federal government has declared Thursday and Friday, July 30 and 31, 2020 as public holidays to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Georgina Ehuria, on behalf of the Minister. The Minister of Interior, Ralph Arigbeshola, while making the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulated Muslims, faithful, and all Nigerians, both at home and abroad, on the occasion. Arigbeshola called on the Muslims to continue to imbibe the spirit of love, peace, kindness, and sacrifice as exemplified by the Holy Prophet Muhammad, and to also use the period to pray for peace, unity, prosperity, and the stability of the country, especially as the world is witnessing global health challenges caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. He called on all Nigerians to join hands with the administration of President Muhammad Buhari in its determination to build a peaceful, harmonious, and prosperous country where the rights of citizens are protected and guaranteed as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are listening to the World News in Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. So stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Voice of the People.
And we're back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still on to the World News in Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. President Muhammad Buhari's older nephew, Mamandora, says he only advises the president and does not dictate to him as widely speculated. Daura, who is rumored to be the head of the so-called cabal that allegedly influences most decisions of the President Muhammad Buhari's administration, made the clarification in an interview with the BBC Hausa service. Daura said he does not impose his decision on the president. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, says it has received 109 stranded Nigerians repatriated from Mali at the international wing of Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, in Lagos. The Director General of NEMA, Mohammed Muhammadu, who received the returnees, said that they would be isolated for 14 days in Ikeja before they would be free to reunite with their families. Mohammed said the returnees were assisted back into the country by the International Organization of Migration, comprising 11 male adults, 89 female adults with 4 children. And on foreign scene, there has been a protest movement in Mali demanding that President Ibrahim Keita steps down. The June 5th movement, in a statement, said it demands the resignation of President Keita and his regime more than ever, accusing them of bearing full responsibility of Mali's crisis. The announcement came a day after heads of the 15-nation bloc ECOWAS stood by President Keita and urged him to forge a unity government and resolve an election dispute that has fueled anger. Within hours, Keita named a stripped-down cabinet with ministers for security, justice, foreign affairs, and finance, and tasked it with negotiating the formation of a government of national union. But in sketching language, the June 5th movement said it had learned of the conclusions of the extraordinary summit with astonishment, which to them is unacceptable. 75-year-old President Keita has been in power since 2013. The June 5th movement is a loose coalition of the opposition groups and religious leaders whose figurehead is Mahmoud Diko, a conservative Saudi-trained imam. Still on the foreign scene, United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson is warned that signs of a second wave of coronavirus are surfacing in Europe as he defended changing travel advice on Spain. The Prime Minister backed the decision taken over the weekend to tell any travellers returning from Spain to the UK to quarantine for 14 days. Boris stated that what Britain has to do is take swift and decisive action where they think that the risks are starting to bubble up again. The UK government, which has authority over health powers in England and devolved administrations in Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, changed position given fears of rising cases of COVID-19 in some regions of Spain. And in sports, Real Madrid striker Mariano Diaz has tested positive for COVID-19. A statement from the club said the 26-year-old Spanish-born player was in perfect health and complying with the sanitary isolation protocol at home. He was an unused substitute for Real's last match, a 2-2 draw in La Liga away at Leganés on 19 July. Madrid played at Manchester City in the second leg of their last 16 Champions League tie on Friday 7th August. UEFA said it is in contact with the club and monitoring both the situation and decisions of the relevant Spanish authorities. And on entertainment, popular American media personality Kim Kardashian has reportedly reunited with her husband Kanye West days after the Grammy Award winner tendered a public apology to her following divorce claims. Kim flew to Wyoming for a reunion with her husband after trying to reach him repeatedly without success, and sources say it was emotional. Concerns were first sparked after Kanye hosted his first presidential campaign rally in South Carolina on July 19 and proceeded to break down in tears while stating that he almost killed his daughter. Days later, Kanye raised more concerns about his marriage in a now infamous Twitter rant, saying they considered aborting their eldest child, North, slamming Kim's mother, Kris Jenner. And to end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. The River State High Court has sentenced the house help Telema Amaso to death for murdering her female boss in Port Harcourt. The Academy Staff Union of Universities ASU has demanded the immediate reconstitution of the Governing Council of the University of Port Harcourt. And federal government has mocked calls by critics for President Muhammadu Buhari to resign over incidents of corruption in the NSITF, NDDC, and the FCC. And in foreign opposition leaders have protested the resolution by ECOWAS leaders for a unity government in Mali. And that was the news edited by Chinedu Iwina. For comments and inquiries, please call 081-5341-8657 or 081-4434-3502. Send the emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget to take responsibility. Wash your hands frequently with soap under running water. Avoid touching your face and high contact surfaces to prevent coronavirus. Thanking you for listening. I am Buchira Fwa. Good evening and good night.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
And we're back.